Obviously, to me, the challenges with new construction are apparent. But for somebody who, because I hear people all the time, they're brand new. They're like, I want to be a builder, or I want to be this or that, and not I don't want to ever knock anybody for the things they want to do, because I think having whatever goal you have, whatever purpose you have, for you is what you need to try to set out to accomplish. But I want them to know what they're getting into. So, what are some of the major challenges, the things your headaches that you didn't like about the new construction?
I can sum it up very easily. You know the saying, go big or go home?
Right.
The problem for me is that if you're going to do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 new construction a year, you don't matter. And what I mean that is you don't matter to the contractors that you're going to hire, right? You're going to be back burner, back of the mind. You're not going to, it's a scheduling issue, right? And so if you're only going to do 1, 2, or 3 a year, you're not going to have enough scale to keep them busy the whole year or be top of mind for them. So the big builders will always win out for getting the best contractors, because they'll just like I would if I was a contractor, I would go to where my most business would be. And so I think sometimes, boy, if I heard this, I know how to do plumbing, so everything else will fall into place. Right? The guys who know how to do something always scare the goodness out of me, because they always get in their own way, right? And I think when we want something, sometimes we simplify the process. It truly is adult babysitting. And let me give you an example. The last house I just built, this is the perfect example. In a very tough municipality, great school district, probably one of the best in St. Louis. The neighbor called the day we dug our foundation, and all she said was, I think his house is too big. One phone call to the city. So the city's like, well, Philip, you now need to prove if this house is too big for the lot. And I said, well, I had it surveyed. They're like, we want you to resurvey it. I just had it surveyed. They want me to resurvey it. I did it. It was exactly where it was supposed to be. Who'd have thunk it, right? It cost me 2 weeks. So everybody that was scheduled in those 2 weeks got pushed off 2 weeks. Now they moved to the next project. And so the cycle of, you know what I mean? You're always trying to, it's a scheduling. If you're great at scheduling, good, right? If you, what I always say, contractors always have 13 grandmas because, oh, my grandma got sick and I could, you know what I mean? Or their grandma died, and so it's adult babysitting. It's something you definitely graduate into. So I guess my free advice would be go big or go home, because 5 or under, I think it'd be hard to matter in a lot of cities.
Okay. And that's probably the same challenge that a lot of people run into when they are looking to get into rehabbing too. You're trying to find that momentum in rehabbing where you matter, and you're going to be a priority to somebody, a vendor or contractor or something like that. So I totally get that. And also something you said about the having the resurvey. I'm assuming at that point you had already went through all your plan checks and approvals and everything else, so you'd already been through several probably months of the dance, so to speak, to get the approvals, and then now they're questioning, their judgment on you and delaying you. So the red tape and the headaches is definitely something that people need to be aware of. So now you're wholesaling. You've got into wholesaling. You've been doing that for now, I'm assuming, a handful of years.